Hi, this is Abra with HappymakeryArt, and today I'm going to show you how to make two super simple Christmas trees. So you can pick if you want kind of a fancier one or a more natural tree, and I'll show you exactly how to make it. So hold on until the end. Thanks. Hang on until the end of the video and I'll share with you which tree my kids liked and which tree they gave an F to. It got a big red X and an F, and one tree got a check mark. So find out which one my kids liked the best. All right, so I'm ready to draw my first tree. I'm gonna start with my fancy tree, and I'm gonna make this one a little smaller. This one takes up half a piece of paper, and it takes a little longer to color. So if you have the extra time and you want to make it big, go for it. I'm just going to make mine a little smaller. So to do this, I'm going to make the triangle shape of the tree. So I'm going to do a dot, and a dot, and then I'm going to connect the dots. Okay, so I'm going to do a line to that dot, then I'm going to do a line over here. Actually, for me it's easier to go this way, and then I'm going to do a line down this way. And if you like to have really straight lines, then I would recommend using a ruler or the edge of a book or something like that to make your line straight, but it doesn't bother me to have lines that are a little wonky. Okay, so now it's time to make the trunk. And that trunk is a little wide. You could always make it more narrow if you want to. That one's a little more narrow. Okay, and so now I'm going to draw the ornaments. And you could make, I'm just gonna do simple circles. You could make any ornaments you wanted to. So maybe I'm gonna make some circles smaller, some bigger, just to have a little variety. But again, you could make hearts, you could make stars, you could make just about, any shape you wanted to for your ornaments. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and color things in. So I think I'm actually gonna start with the ornaments. I was gonna start coloring in the tree, but I think the ornaments will be easier to start with. So you can use markers, you can use colored pencils, whatever you would like. I have this kind of, it's kind of almost like a dark pink color pencil, so I'm gonna start with this. And I'm just kind of randomly choosing which colors I want where. Okay, so I think that's about enough of that color. And then because I have a paint marker nearby, I'm going to use a paint marker for this next one. I'm going to make these yellow. So this is just an acrylic paint marker. All right, so now I have all my ornaments colored in. And now I'm going to color in the tree. And you could choose a lighter green or a darker green. I have a lighter green right here, but a darker green would be great as well. And I'm just doing long strokes in one direction for this tree. And the harder I press down, the darker that color is. So you can kind of experiment with how light or dark you want the color. And you could use marker for this. Watercolor would be awesome for this. I might do a separate video with watercolor. So if you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments and I'll make it. Okay. So as you can see, I made this tree smaller, so it's not taking as long as this tree took, but it still takes some time. Okay. And you can just kind of relax, drink some hot cocoa, or if you're like me, drink some coffee. If you're a kid, please don't drink coffee. And you can kind of enjoy just relaxing and coloring. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and color in the trunk. I like to make that a darker green just to give a little variety, but you could also make it brown or any other color you want. All right, so now my tree is pretty much finished, but I might add a little tinsel, and then I might even add something to the top. So for my tinsel, I'm going to start with just this colored pencil that I used for this so that you can see what that looks like. So I'm just doing kind of a bloop, kind of a curvy line down this way. And because this is a darker color than the green that I chose, then it's, you know, you can see this tinsel on top of the green. Now, had I used this darker color green, you might not see this very well. A paint marker would also be great for this. And I'm actually probably going to go over this with a shimmery paint marker that I have. Now on this tree, I overlapped my tinsel on top of one of the ornaments, and I didn't really care for that so much, so this time I skipped the, I didn't overlap the ornament, but you can do it how you like it. Okay, and now I'm just gonna turn this. I'm gonna do a bigger line of tinsel coming down this way, and then I think I'll do one more coming down this way. I mean, tinsel can be, or garland, whatever you want to call it. It can go lots of different directions. It kind of just wraps around the tree a little bit. Okay, and I have this like gold sparkle pen, so I'm just gonna add this to it just for fun and a little extra sparkle. So if you have something like that, you could add it. Oh no, and I smudged it. Would you look at that? So that might happen too, especially if you're a lefty like me. Then it's really easy to smudge marker. All right. So probably most people might remake this video if they messed up like that. I'm putting a paint marker over that. Let's see if this white acrylic paint marker will cover that up. But you know what? I like to show you that everybody makes mistakes and it really is okay. It's not a big deal. So I was able to cover that up. And then after this dries, actually we'll try it out a little bit right now. We'll see if I can use my colored pencil to color over that a little bit. But sometimes we make mistakes in art or things we weren't planning on, and we can just go with it. It's fine. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I do want to add maybe just a little star on top. And instead of doing like a perfect star, I'm going to do, actually I'm going to do this in black. I'm just gonna do kind of a jagged little star. And then I'm going to color it in with my paint marker. Okay. Going over that little dot again. Okay. All right, now it's time for our more natural tree. And what I'm gonna do for this, I'm gonna make it smaller than this one as well. I'm gonna start again with 3 dots, okay? So I've got my top dot, my bottom dot, and my other dot. And I could make it a wider tree, a shorter tree, a taller tree, whatever I want. And now, instead of just drawing a line straight to connect the tree, I'm gonna do a jagged line. So I'm gonna keep this direction in mind. I know I'm going from here to here, and I'm just going to doot, 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 doot. Same thing over here. I'm going from here to here. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna go doot, 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 doot. Okay. And these happen to be pretty even. You'll notice over here, those weren't so even. That's okay, it's a tree. There are tons of different types of trees. So I'm just gonna draw a line straight across to connect them. And then I'm gonna give myself a wee little trunk. All right, and so now all I've got to do is color it in. And the way I colored it in over here, I used 2 different color pencils. You can see, oh my gosh, that one's getting so dull. You could also use paint markers, but for this one, I kind of colored in 2 directions. This way to make it look like all the little, you know, parts of the tree were going this way, and then I colored this way. So it gave it a little bit of look of texture, like the tree really had pine needles. Okay, so, but you could do yours like we did over here too, if you wanted to. Okay. And I didn't put ornaments on this natural tree, but you could totally do that. You could decorate this one. Okay, I'm gonna turn that a little bit to make it a little easier for me to color in. So I started with the lighter color, just like so. And again, anytime you get to color in a big spot, try to kind of relax, enjoy the process. Okay. And even if you just have one color green, you can add some variation, because like I showed you earlier, if you push down harder, you get a darker green. And then if you, this doesn't really have much of a tip anymore, but if you do use the tip of it, you get a darker green too if you push down hard with the tip. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with some of this darker green, and I'm just gonna add some pine needles that look darker, give it a little variety. But you know what? If you love pink or some other color, it wouldn't necessarily look natural, but I see lots of, you know, fake trees that are all different colors, so you could certainly use any colors you wanted for this tree. It is your tree and you get to pick. All right, so I went ahead and colored that trunk brown. I might add just a touch of the darker green to it, because it's nice if you use a color in one spot to use it in another spot too. It kind of brings everything together. All right, so with these trees, I could cut them out and glue them to make, glue them on another piece of paper to make a card, a little holiday card. I could add a whole background for it. I could add presents under the tree, whatever I want. So there you have your tree. So there you have your 2 simple Christmas trees. I hope you loved getting to make these. Let me know what you think. It really does help more people to see this. If you like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. So please do that. And then also don't forget to go to HappymakeryArt.com and sign up to get emails from me, so that we can keep in touch, and I'll email you a new tutorial every week. All right, thanks so much. Bye. All right, I'm glad you stuck around. I'm about to show you which tree my kids liked and which one they said, F, fail, do not like it. I left my office, and when I came back, I saw they had graded my trees. They liked this one because it had ornaments. They felt like this one was too plain. So they gave it an F and an X. Now, if you drew this tree and it looks, similar to mine, please know I still like it. And I think lots of adults especially might enjoy a simpler tree, but my kids really prefer this one. So, it was just funny to see. So I wonder which one you like. You can let me know in the comments.